it's Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and in this video we're going to be making a gorgeous year-round greenery wreath. I love greenery wreaths. They're beautiful for any time of year, and I just think they add a perfect pop of bright green color to any space. So if you love greenery wreaths, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. All right, the materials you're going to need for this wreath are a grapevine wreath. I am using a 14-inch grapevine wreath. You can use whatever size you want. Obviously, if you use a larger wreath, you're going to need more materials. Okay, so for this wreath, we're using 3 different kinds of greenery. The first one is this from Michael's. It's called an osmanthus spray. And I will have everything linked in one link in the description so you can find all the things you need to make this wreath. But yeah, this is from Michael's. I'll be using a couple stems of these. Nice greenery, isn't that pretty? Then we're also going to be using some olive leaves, olive branches. Really cute. I love the texture that the olives bring to this wreath. These are old. I've had them for a while, so I can't link these, but I have linked an alternative for you, but pretty much any place where you get greenery for wreath making, you can find olive branches, but I will link one for you. Another greenery that I love, and this is probably my favorite one of this wreath, is this seeded eucalyptus. Isn't that pretty? This is actually from Michael's, even though it's from Allstate Floral, which is a wholesale company I use. But Michael's offers a lot of selections from them that you can buy, and I get them when they're half off, so they're like getting it at wholesale prices, and you just have to buy 6 or 12 at a time. It depends on the box. It's perfect. I love these. So that's a great tip. If you want to get your hands on some of the wholesale materials I use, you can get a lot of them at Michael's, and I will link these as well. The last thing we're going to use, and this is completely optional, but it's a fun way to add a little bit of pop of texture, are these berries. These are also old from Michael's. I will link an alternative for you, or just any kind of berry that you want would be really cute, but this wreath is pretty without them as well. All right, let's get started. Also, don't forget our hot glue gun and our hot glue and my favorite wire cutters. We're also going to be using some floral wire. All of this will be linked. The first greenery we're going to use is the olive branches. So I'm just going to cut a few pieces off. So this is going to be our first layer of greenery. And what I'm going to do is glue it just like that on the stem and put it into the grain of the grapevine. And you can bend these along the grain. And then I'm going to use a little bit of floral wire since these are longer stems. And I'm just going to bend it into a U shape like that and put it through the grapevine just to hold it down a little bit so it doesn't stick out too far. Then I twist it and I stick that wire right back into the grapevine. Now I'm going to put another piece more toward the outside and a little bit further down. Glue the stem into the grapevine. Put it right there. I'm just going to continue that process until I have filled the grapevine. Just so you know, if you buy olive branches online, sometimes they can arrive a little scrunched up, and you just need to fluff them out and bend the stems a little so they look nice and full again. Because I don't want you to be disappointed if it's not what you're expecting when it arrives in the mail, because all you have to do is fluff it up a little and it'll be gorgeous. You can even make this wreath an olive branch wreath all on its own. Just add about 3 times as much olive branches, add them in a lot closer together, and then this can be a nice full olive wreath. Okay, the next greenery we're going to use is the osmanthus from Michaels. Like I said, everything is linked in the description of this video. And I'm going to be cutting up all the individual pieces. Now I'm going to be doing the same thing I did with the olive branches. I'm just going to be adding these in to fill in the gaps until the wreath is filled. And then we'll go on to our last greenery. I also wanted to let you know that this greenery from Michaels also comes in a pro pack. So if you would like to buy more than just 1 or 2 stems at a time, to make this wreath, you can also get a better deal if you buy them in the pro packs. I'll link both options below, but just so you know, the pro packs are often sold out. So if you really need it, you can get it in individual stems as well. All right, this is what we have now, and of course you could just add a little bit more of the same greenery and you have a finished wreath. I like to add 3 different kinds of greenery, so now I'm going to be adding my favorite, the seeded eucalyptus. I just love, 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 love all the texture from these seeds. It's so pretty, and I love the bright green leaf color. I'm just cutting these all into 2 pieces. You could put them in 1 piece, but I like to have the control so I can lay them exactly where I want them. And so these are just going to be filling in all the gaps we have left in our wreath. I try to pick the side that has the most leaves facing forward because these don't twist well. Oops, see, it came off. If a leaf comes off, just glue it back on. So I'm just going to be staggering these around the wreath as I did the other greenery. And if you see any smoke coming from my hot glue gun, that's because the glue is very, very hot. And just something to note, the hotter your glue gets, it takes a little bit longer to dry. This is very great glue. That's why I always recommend it. Linked in the link with all the supplies. But when it gets really hot, it forms a stronger bond as it cools. So using a low temperature may be nice when you don't want to melt the stems, but it doesn't make as strong of a bond. So I like my glue gun to be really hot, but of course the burns hurt. But it does make a stronger bond, which is so important with wreath making. This glue is not going to melt on a hot summer day on your front door. Okay, and here is our main greenery wreath. I love this as is. I think it's so, so pretty. It has plenty of texture from the olives that are kind of hiding in there. It's a fun surprise, but also the seeded eucalyptus is gorgeous. However, I like to add a little bit extra. Like I said, these berries are old from Michael's. I've linked another kind of eucalyptus with all of the supplies, and they have some cool berries on them. It's a little bit of a different look, but I think it would be really pretty. Or just use whatever you have. But like I said, you don't really need them. I just like the extra texture they give. Now I'm going to use 5, and I'm just going to glue these into the wreath evenly around. There we go. For those of you who always want to know what the back looks like, see, there are no stems sticking out. The back is beautiful. You can barely see the floral wire, only if you look close. But I try to leave my backs nice and clean so it looks natural. And then I like to add a loop for easy hanging. I don't show this in every video, but I get asked often enough that I thought I would show it again. So I just find where I think the wreath will hang best. And I just poke this through and tie a knot. And now it's a nice natural looking jute loop, just like that. Okay, here it is, our final wreath. What do you think? Oh, I just love all the texture and greenery of this. It's so, so pretty, and it's really easy to make. Comes together really fast. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I've linked all the materials I used in the description so you can make this for yourself really easily. All right, if you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who also loves greenery wreaths and might want to make one. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. Okay, bye.